Hey everybody, it's your favorite Instagram model, Joe Nation, and I'm super excited about today's video. Just a few days ago, I asked you to send me some of your best Instagram modeling photos. Out of the hundreds of thousands of submissions, I had to narrow it down to just a handful, but I really wanted to take this time to give you some tips, critiques. I really wanted to get an essence of who you are, what story you're telling, and your level of vulnerability. And remember, being an Instagram model isn't easy. It's probably one of the most difficult things I've ever done in my life. I have to eat right and make sure that my body is fueled with good energies. I have to make sure that I'm drinking lots of water and herbal teas. And I even started on a really strict vegan diet. I loved each and every one of the hundreds of thousands of photos that were submitted, and they all told their unique story. But here are a few that I picked that I especially want to critique. First up, we have Cole Travels. Cole, I love what you're doing right here. The background's nice and warm with the yellows and the reds, and you just pop with that perfectly tailored purple shirt along with those milk chocolate brown pants. I love how the light tones in your hat help complement your sleeves and your pocket. I really love how you made the conscious decision of hiding your right foot behind the lion. I feel like you're trying to tell me something, like there's something mysterious about you. Speaking of being mysterious, I really love that your thumbs are hiding inside of your pocket. The fact that 90% of your hands are showing shows that you're really outgoing. You're an extrovert. And I love how you're purposely gazing to the direction of the door. The door represents opportunity, and when that door opens, I know you're gonna walk right through it. Great job, Cole. Next up is that girl, Julia. Julia, I love what you're doing here in so many different levels. I know it's more typical for somebody to be riding a bike, but I like the fact that you picked the tricycle. The story you're trying to convey here is stability. Instead of having 2 wheels on the ground, you have 3. That shows confidence, persistence, it shows passion, but it also shows that you're willing to learn from your mistakes. And just the fact that you have both your hands on the handlebars really show that you're dedicated to this idea of balance. I feel like if you had one hand off the handlebar and waving to the camera, it really would have contradicted your photo. I really love how your hat and your sweatshirt complement your blue shorts. I really feel like you made the conscious decision of riding northeast. That means that you're strong enough and empowered to go against the current, and that you're willing to take chances. Great job, Julia. Sal the Awesome. There are so many story elements that you're telling us in this photo. Your style is trendy and fresh, something that you would see on a JCPenney or a Macy's mannequin. I love how your shirt zipper is only 60% open. If it was all the way up, it would have been a little bit too contemporary. I love how the main focus is the sipping of the tea, and by the coronial axis of the gaze of your eyes, I can tell that you're probably sipping on maybe something like an Earl Grey with a hint of honey. And I love the metaphor you're portraying with the spoon. I think you made a very conscious decision not to use like a typical silver spoon. You want to use an enlarged red spoon to represent passion and power. This tells me that you're really focused on something, like you're about to make an earthy, high in fiber, organic vegetable soup. And lastly, I really love how your couch complements your elbows. Great job, Sal. Stoner me out. The first thing I noticed is the angle. It really helped elongate the photo from the top of your head all the way down to your toes. And I love how you made the distinct decision to sit on the middle seat. I think by sitting in the middle, you showed confidence. And I love how you purposely positioned your left knee. I noticed that you bent it at the perfect angle that if you look at the background, there's a building that rests right above your knee. From that, you were telling us that you have a really strong foundation. And by the variety of different shadows that are being casted in the photo, I can tell that you took it around 3:47 p.m. on a Saturday. And I love how your right foot is pointed at a 40-degree angle. It shows that you think outside of the box and you really love home gardening. Great job, Stoner Meow. The Rico Hansen, really inspired by your hand placement and the gaze. What I noticed is that you're holding your hair back and down. And I feel like your hair represents your outgoing personality. You like adventure, you like to take risks, but you also know when to tone it down. And though you have this wild side, you know that life isn't just a party, because you know that if you just stuck to that party side of you, you would eventually hit a brick wall. And that's exactly why your background is a brick wall. I love the balancing metaphors you're portraying. They really speak well to your story. Last thing I want to comment on is the slight openness of the lips. I feel like this would have been a completely different photo if your lips were locked sealed. Slight openness of the lips really shows that you're willing to speak out against things that you don't believe in. Thanks for sharing your story, Rico. Harmony Tomorrow. The first thing I want to comment on is your hand placement. I really appreciate that your left hand is covering your right. By the 45-degree angle of your left elbow, I can tell that you're very left dominant. But I also can tell that you have ambidextrous tendencies because your right elbow is resting on the rail. And I really appreciate that that elbow lands right between the 6th and the 7th beam. I really love the flow of your hair, and I love how you made the conscious decision to place your head between a brown barn and a white barn. I feel like the brown barn really complements your hair, and the white barn helps enunciate the head florals that you're wearing. I like how we see only part of your tattoo. This tells me that you're very proud of your tattoos, but you're also very secretive, leaving me to believe that you have 2 more tattoos, one on your lower left ankle and one on your upper right side thigh. And lastly, I want to comment on your lettuce hem dress. It is impeccable. So that concludes my critiques of some of your amazing Instagram modeling photos. I really hope that you enjoyed my assessment and my analysis of the stories that you were trying to tell, and I really hope that you learned something today from my expertise. I'm just trying to show you my softer side and how fortunate I am to go to all-inclusive beach resorts, eat fresh fruit platters, all in exchange for pictures of my beautiful body. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.